Hey guys, this is an update on the system. I wanted to show you how it's working. It's been working very, very well. I've gotten more comfortable in getting the state of charge of the battery lower and lower. So this is a software called Sunny Portal, which lists daily solar activity, and also it's connected to the Sunny Island inverters, so it's showing state of charge data. So in the purple, you could see that I'm taking the battery down to 34 and then charging it up again during the day, and then repeating this cycle. So I'm pulling anywhere between, let's say, 12 kilowatt hours to 18 kilowatt hours from the system. So it's really offsetting my nightly loads. And I'm going to show you another graph. So the system we have here at work is this is an off-grid system, which we've really mainly done for all the 120 volt devices. And then we have a separate on-grid solar system that I showed you in the first video that I made about the solar panels. And that system itself is a three-phase Generac solar inverter that's tied there. So I have a power meter called an E-gauge hooked up to the building, and that E-gauge shows you, how I've reduced the nightly loads, and I'll show you that in a second. But first, let me continue to go through this data. So you can see on 10/25 we had a really good solar day. We got the battery charged up, but then we were at work late into the night, so we started pulling rapidly down on the battery. That's why that slope goes like you see there on the state of charge. And then we left, and that's a normal discharge rate. You can see how that is parallel to the previous days. But unfortunately today is a very cloudy day, so what I've done is I disconnected the loads and giving the inverter time to recharge. And this is the real-time data coming from the data manager M. This is the data coming from hooking up to the Sunny Boy directly. So you can see we've got about 3.5 kilowatts of solar. State of charge of the battery, the charging power, roughly all this is going to all the solar is going to charge the battery right now because I've turned off all the loads. This is the Victron, similar data to the Sunny Island. You can see the state of charge going on and up. So up and down. I disconnected it for a short period of time while I was testing a new system, and this is also very useful because this is real time, whereas this Sunny Portal, this is like a 10-minute delay. So if you really want to see what's going on real time to the battery, you do this. Now I also have my shunt very well calibrated to the Sunny Island, so the Sunny Island is using this shunt to control the charge current. I've got it set at 60 amps on the charging from the Sunny Island, and the shunt is showing exactly 60 amps. So they're both now in sync in terms of the readings that the Sunny Island's taking and the readings that this shunt is also measuring. I'm probably going to dial this up higher as well, but at this point I'm just keeping it reasonable. I don't want to have too much charge current coming to the battery, especially when it gets full. That's where I'm concerned about this current. It's not when it's depleted, it's when it's full, and you just don't want the cells to pop over a given value, which I think is 3.65 volts for the lithium iron phosphate. Let me go back to the data manager M. This data, let's look at it in different ways. This is weekly. I think we go to dashboard and we go to battery history. You could see that in the last 24 hours I discharged 17.2 kilowatt hours from the battery, and that's AC. So there's losses, of course, from the conversion of the DC to AC. So we're actually pulling a little bit more than that from the battery, and I think a good rule of thumb is that it's 92% efficient. So if it's 17.2 divided by 0.92, we're really pulling probably 18.7 kilowatt hours from the pack. And we can kind of confirm that if we go here and we see what my last discharge was. It was 361.1 kilowatt hours, 361.1. and multiply that by 52.5, because that's kind of the average voltage of this thing. I think maybe it's 18.9. So that's pretty close to what I was just telling you about, you know, how you can take the AC value that you're seeing here and figure out the DC. Okay, so let's look at this on a monthly level. And now this gives us interesting data. This is showing how much I'm taking from the battery in the orange every day. Unfortunately, this doesn't like float over it and show you the numbers. It should populate what you see there, but you can go and click on details, and then you could see in this column here the readings. So 12.7 drawn by battery. Okay, this is a charging column. This is what the battery took to charge. This is actually the feed in. So that's how this value is what I offset by the battery. So in other words, I didn't take it from the grid. And let's look at that. So 10.6, 8.8. Remember, this is a 30 kilowatt hour pack. So you can see I'm 10.6, 8.8, 9.2, 13. And then I've got more comfortable. I'm trying to pull more and more from it. So we're at 15, 17 one day. And today we pulled 6.2, but since I've shut it down, we're not going to pull again until the evening once it's charged. So this will tabulate up till midnight. So maximum I pulled is 17 kilowatt hours from the pack on any given day. It's working very well. Let me show you what's happened to my power use. Let's just do one day. You see how I'm down? Look at the evening. It's just completely flat, almost just 200 watts from the grid, and that's because of this this change to the that's 3 day. Let's go to 1 week. I kind of want to show you before I put in the Kong batteries in this off-grid. Okay, can you see starting here? See how that looks? Much higher baseline, different peaks. I'm talking about the 6th, the 7th. Let's go to 1 month. You can see the base load on the 28th is higher. 3 months. It's kind of difficult to see it, but you can see how we kind of put this in on September 21st, and then I was deciding if I can like switch all the loads to it overnight. So I didn't do that instantly. It looks like I started getting comfortable by doing it in the beginning of October, or definitely by the 10th of October of 2021. I switched all the switches so that all the load at night, that's 120, is coming from the off-grid system. This is really cool. This e-gauge really gives you a very good idea of your solar production. So you can see today kind of sucks, although it's peaking right now. I guess the clouds have broken free, so we've got good solar. These are AC loads coming on and off that you can see in the peak. Some of the big loads are, we've got a big 3-phase air conditioner in the lab space, or it could be car charging, but I think that's the AC. So guys, this is a real, I'm very impressed with the Kong batteries and with the SMA inverters. I do now have it hooked up to a generator. I'm going to do a video on that to show you automatic turn on of the generator. So basically with the generator we can have a threshold that if this is like 40%, but if it drops, I've got the generator going to turn on at 25%, and when that happens it'll turn on until it hits 40%. This is the Victron data. This shunt is very accurate. I think the sunny data wouldn't. It's about 5% lower than the Victron, but it's the one that's actually going to turn the generator on. It's the controller from the Sunny Island. So if you look, you go to channel profile. This one, okay. Let's give you state of charge. Let's go to week. All right, so for example, we didn't hit it. I mean, that's 36 is our lowest. Actually, that was our lowest, 34. So if this actually hit 25, it would turn the generator on and it would charge this battery up until it hit 40%. But you can see today we're now starting to come back up on the charge of the battery because I'm sending everything to the battery. Another neat feature with this system is you can configure it you can configure the Sunny Island remotely. System parameter, go to this, continue, and then that current that I was telling you about, right? So let's try to get 70 out of it. See where it says 60? Let's change this to 70. Save it. And if there's enough sun, it'll get to 70 amps. So we can go either real time. The best way to do it is to go to the Victron and watch the numbers right here. See if they go up. So we're at 60. It's still at 60. Let's go to the dashboard and come back. Show details. Still at 60. Advanced. Let's see if that took that setting change. Doesn't look like it, see? So this is the direct connection where you see the IP address, and this is through the portal. So maybe the portal isn't as fast as the, let's do it 71 as the direct connection to change a value. So it's thinking, let's see if it takes. This is via RS40, yeah, there we go. The data manager M talks to the Sunny Islands via RS45. Okay, system parameter sys. I set it weird at 71 to, I heard the Sunny Boy fans crank up, so I think it did take this. So anyway, let's go look here. Yep, see, we're at 70. So that's really neat, this ability to remotely configure the Sunny Island. A lot of inverters have that built in, but with this Sunny Island you have to add things, data manager M and what have you. Let's go look and see what this guy thinks it is now. This is the online portal. Thinks it's 70. You'll probably, I don't know which one took, but we go back to this one. So it is 71. This is a 10-minute delay, so this will probably update itself. But you can see here, this is above 70, the Victron. So now we've increased the charge current. I think we should probably go to 80 just to get this thing to fill up as much as, you see how that's capped? That means that that's probably capped because all our power is going to the charging, and we're not, 80, what do we have, 80 or 70 amps times 71 amps times we're, let's get it up to, let's try the 90. 90 is 45 amps pack, which is the max they recommend, continuous. They being big battery. So I'm using the local connection, which is a lot faster. Okay, you can see this cranking up. So there is available solar. I'm going to stop this stream recording and I'm going to go back and show you with the camera. Okay, this is a follow-up to the data that I showed you. Here's the same Victron data that you saw on the computer. I have a monitor right here showing it. I'm still trying to, I opened this thing up, I'm still trying to get this gauge to work on the CAN bus to give me the real-time inverter data that I showed you there on the computer. I kind of want to see everything in one spot. Okay, so here's the state of charge that the batteries are showing, 41% on the left one, 38 on the right. And these, you know, these, it's like the man with 3 watches, you know, he doesn't know what's the real time. But really the thing is it does get itself corrected when it gets full, okay? So these aren't particularly important, the percentage showing here. There's not going to be things happening except probably except when the individual cell voltage drops too low. This is the what the shunt thinks it is at, and then there's another percentage state of charge that the inverter thinks it's at. Let's see what he thinks exists here. Meters, battery meters. He's at 44. So like I said, he's always about 6% off from this shunt. And that's a Sunny Island thing. I don't. It's an algorithm that's weird. It's based on voltage and also current counting. Okay. Yeah. So I think the next thing I'm going to show you is the BMS, the voltages of the individual cells. So I'll do that next.